Hey everyone, it's Alison Heikkila. Thank you so much for joining me. We are going to play with this Tim Holtz and Sizzix 3D texture fade called Industrious. It is a super cool embossing folder. I have not used it yet. I've seen a bunch of people using it lately and I am inspired. What also inspired me, besides just this texture fade, are these 3 colors of alcohol ink that I just picked up. If you watched my video from last week where I mentioned that my local Michaels was having some clearance items, this is the alcohol ink pack that I picked up. It has Mermaid, Indigo, and Teakwood in it. I also pulled out Rosewood and Pistachio from my stash because, this Industrious embossing folder it looks like it could be rusted metal, something with like a patina on it. So I thought that those colors would be nice accents, but I haven't played with these 3 yet, nor have I played with this folder. So let's get into playing because we're going to see some cool stuff happen, I think. I'm going to do things a little bit different for at least this first one. I've got a few panels of Jot poster board paper. This is from Dollar Tree. This is cheapo stuff. It comes in these big, I think 11 by 14 inch sheets, and you get like 5 of them in a pack. And this is what I like to use when I work with alcohol inks. I have a bunch of videos on this stuff. You can check out my alcohol ink playlist. I'll probably have it linked at the end of this video. If not, just search my playlist. Anyway, usually what I do is I apply my alcohol ink to my panel first, and then I will use an embossing folder with it. But we're going to do the opposite today. I want to experiment, and experimentation for me is one of the most fun things about being creative. Just playing around. So I'm going to put this in like this, and I'm going to run it through my embossing, my die cut machine, and then we're going to add the inks to it. And I'm hoping that it's going to pool into the crevices and look really cool. Okay, look at that. Oh, it's so cool already. Isn't that awesome? What a rad embossing folder. Okay, we are going to start. I am going to start by applying my alcohol blending solution to this panel. Wow, it is reacting funny. Huh. It made it really dark. Usually it just kind of sits on top and whatever, but it's reacting funny, I guess because we've put it through the die cut machine. I don't want to put too much of this indigo color. I don't really think that we're going to need a whole lot of it. All right. And now I've got my little blower tool. Wow, this is soaking right in. That's so weird. It doesn't usually react like this. It's soaking right into the paper. Maybe we broke the coating that is on this paper, and now it's just going to react funny? Huh. See, this is why we experiment. To try things out and see if they're going to work or if it's going to be a fail. And my friends, this is a fail. This is no good. I am not liking this at all. It is not pretty. It's not doing its thing. I mean, maybe if I worked at it for a lot longer, but I don't know. I don't really like this. Maybe if I throw some isopropyl alcohol on it too. So I'm attacking it the way I usually do, back and forth, side to side, at an angle. Oh man, I don't like this at all, you guys. All right, let's get some isopropyl. Got some here. I'm going to just give it a quick spritz and see what happens. Isopropyl is going to react differently than a blending solution. It's going to break the colors down, as opposed to just making them blend. So they'll eventually wind up getting lighter. This is weird. This area is pretty cool. I will say that the indigo is not working with this kind of patina thing that I wanted to do. So we might need to omit the indigo altogether. I don't know. It's not really working for me. Let's keep going. We're going to keep going. Maybe I'll get a gray. Where are my swatches? Here are my swatches. I keep them in the same drawer as the alcohol inks themselves. This color might work. This is moss. That might be kind of interesting. That's mushroom. That's a yummy color. I don't think I have like a true gray. I know I have stonewash. That's this one, I think. Oh no, that's monsoon. This one's stonewashed. Hold on. It's a little too blue. Maybe we'll try this mushroom. Let's see. Let me grab that. All right, I've got some mushroom. I'm going to apply some more of this blending solution. I need to get more of that. I wonder if there is a good gray alcohol ink. There must be. I don't have it. Is there one? Let me know in the comments if there is one, and do you have it? All right. Things are working out a little bit better here. That indigo is totally throwing me off. Totally. But it's okay. We're gonna try to keep this going. Let's see what happens when I get the rosewood on there. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Hold on. We're gonna get rid of that really quickly. Okay. Yeah, that's no good. We're putting the rosewood away, you guys. That's not what I want. Isopropyl. Yeah, I kind of ruined that. That's okay. We can always go over it with like ink. Like an ink pad of some kind. Like StazOn, archival, that kind of thing, and see what happens there. But I don't know. I think that this is going to have to be something that I work with off camera and see if I can get anything good out of it. I'm still not really sure. We have a fresh piece of poster board paper, and we're going to do this the way I normally do, and I'm going to apply my blending solution. See how it's sitting on top now? It's very different from how it was before, right? We're going to add some of these colors. Here's the Teakwood. And I'm going to get some of the Pistachio in here. And then some mushroom. We are not going to use the Indigo. And you saw me close up the Rosewood before, because that was totally the wrong color for what I was kind of hoping to achieve. I might need to grab an alloy, you guys. See, this is much better. See the difference? You see how differently it's reacting? From this, totally different, right? Isn't that weird? But so exciting. It's so cool to me to experiment and find out, like, hey, this totally didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work, but I really think that it has something to do with the fact that maybe we broke the coating on the first panel when we ran it through with the embossing folder first. This area I am not liking. We're gonna, you know what, I don't want to spray it. We're gonna add some of this. Oh yeah, that's cool. I think that we need some alloy. I grabbed Mind, which is a fabulous copper color. Oh, and it is not shook enough. Oh my goodness, I think I ruined it again. We gotta shake this up more. All right, I have kind of smacked it on my desk a few times to get the little balls that are inside to kind of move around. And now it's starting to work. This is kind of cool. Ooh. I'm going to hold it up to the camera and kind of flash it in the light in a second. But this is better. This is much better than before. Check that out. That's fun. I mean, what a difference, you guys. What a crazy difference. It's so weird. Okay, let's make another panel. And see what we get. Now that the alloy is shook up a bit, we should have better results with that. I'm just shaking it a little bit more. All right, we got some more blending solution. I really need to get more of that. Okay, make sure that you don't shake your alloys while they're open. Don't do that. You don't want to spray them everywhere. All right, we got to get this pistachio in here. We got some mushroom in here. All right. And let's get some of the alloy. Duh. All right. These are really cool colors together. I'm liking the Teakwood. I wasn't sure how much I'd like it, just in general, but I do. I like it. I think it's really nice. It's like a golden brown. Not liking this. Need a little bit more color in the middle there. Color meaning not neutral. Some more alloy. Come on. All right, we got some cool stuff happening. This is a bit of a naked spot here. We have to work on that. Let's get some Teakwood. There we go. All right, that's much better. Okay. I'm digging that. This is so much better than what happened with that first one. Okay. Should we do one more? We'll do one more. Because I already cut it. So why not? Let's start with this in the middle this time. And then work our way out. Let's see what happens when we attack it this way. And put a little bit of this in the middle. And see how we do with that. It's so easy to get wrapped up and just make panels. Like I could just do this all night. I mean, I'd be fine with that, but I don't know how many of you actually want to see a finished project. So that's where the problem is. Like, do you want to see a finished project, or is it okay if I just make panels sometimes? Because really, sometimes I just don't want to finish something. I want to just keep playing. So I might need to do that. I might need to just have like a couple of sessions where there isn't necessarily a finished project, but we make some cool backgrounds, you know? I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. What do we need here? I think we need a little bit more mushroom. A little bit. We're going to break it up. Isopropyl. How fun is that? Now, if you want to kind of freeze it where it is, you would just heat set it real quick. But I don't think it's going to move too much because it's fairly dry at this point. I really like this one. This one I think is my favorite. I feel like we should do some of the isopropyl on this one. Actually, maybe both of them. Let's see. Now this one's pretty dry, so it's not going to move a whole lot, but I'm good with that. I just want a bit. Look at that. Oh, that's so much better. A little bit over here, maybe. Yeah. Yep, that's better. Okay, we got to do this one now. A little bit. You got to just kind of give it a second to let things start to happen, and then you can decide if you need more or not. Make sure that when you're working with alcohol inks, you're working in a well-ventilated area. If you have a lung condition like asthma, like I do, really you got to be careful with that. I know that, you know, I can handle it in my room with like a fan or the window open or something like that. Or if I'm only doing a little bit, I'm usually okay because my room's pretty open. But you do want to be careful. Check that out. That's so much better. Okay. Now, oh, I love these. These are great colors together. Now guys, remember where we started. Hot Mess Express. Okay, we're going to let these dry and then emboss them. Here are the 3 finished panels, and I love them. I kind of almost don't even want to emboss them anymore. Especially this one. Like, we're not working with that one today because I really like it and I need to figure out something other than embossing. I grabbed some deco foil. This is the rose gold. And I've got a piece of scrap here that I've already started to use. Whenever I make panels, I tend to overdo it on the blending solution and it leaves the panels kind of sticky. So you could use like an embossing powder bag and go over it and remove the tack that way. But why do that when you can just add more shine? So I'm going to just take this and burnish it with my fingers. If that's hard for you to do, you could use a bone folder and maybe burnish it like that. Could be a little bit easier on your finger joints and whatnot. And this will allow you to remove the stick and make your panel even more beautiful than it was before. I prefer to just use my fingers, but you know, use what you can at the time. Look at that. See this right here? Look at that. It's so pretty. And now it's really not sticky anymore. And if you find that there is an area that's sticky, just go over it again with the foil. And obviously, if there's no foil in an area, it's not going to remove the stick. So if you have a spot like this, has a lot of the foil missing, so don't use that spot anymore. Right? Look at that. So pretty. Oh, so good. I love this technique. And I get to use up some foil, you know, because I always wind up with some scraps. So this is a great way to kind of use that up. I don't think that these really need it. I think it was mostly that one, the first one that I did there. Yeah, these seem to be less sticky. Okay, so we're not going to use this right now. We're going to start with this one. Okay, move this over. And now, my friends, we are going to try again with this embossing folder and see what happens. Much better. That's cool. Okay, but it doesn't really show that much, right? You can't really see all of the screw heads, and you know, you can see the texture, but we need to bring it out more. Because like if you're just looking at it from there, you really don't see much of that at all. So how are we going to do that? We're going to get some StazOn ink. Got a couple of colors here. This is Ganache and this is Cloudy Sky. I was thinking the Cloudy Sky for like the screw heads. These are nice because they're small pads. So you have a little bit more control, and the pads themselves are really easy to hold because they have these like indents. They're comfortable. So I'm just kind of going on top. Now keep in mind, this is a solvent ink, okay? So it could make your alcohol inks sort of start to react again. So just be careful. See that? We've got some of the alloy kind of coming off a little bit. Not a big deal. It's not going to make me crazy. I'm not going to not do this technique. See? You can see it there. I'll just be able to wipe it off later, I hope. If not, well, then I don't. But I want these screw heads to show. Right? Because that makes it really stand out. Okay, so now you can see some of that alloy on there. I've got a paper towel here. I'm just going to kind of wipe it. See, that's coming off, so we're good. Nice. All right, that's a little bit better. But I still think we need some more. So I'm going to go in with this Ganache and just kind of, I don't know, hit it a little bit. I'm going in a bit of a circular pattern. Lightly. These are felt pads, so they're not super squishy like a foam pad, which is good for something like this. You don't want to just squish ink all over the place. This is looking pretty cool. All right, I like that. Okay, so there's some of that alloy on here, but I'm just going to wipe it off, and it's pretty much gone. Let's take a look. Oh, it's good. I am very happy with that. That first panel was was not good. This is not good, guys. No. I'm going to have to, like, recover it somehow. I'm going to have to, like, do some CPR on this panel at some point and make it into something cool. That'll be a fun challenge. Okay. We need to finish this. What am I going to use to finish it? I don't know. I need to think about that for a minute. I walked away for a little while and had dinner. I wanted to let this kind of gel in my mind a bit before I continued because I wasn't really sure what direction I wanted to go. So came back into my studio space and I grabbed this. When I tell you I love this set, guys, I love this set. This is the leaf fragments. I have used this so many times. It is just perfection. I love foliage in general, but these are just, something else. Anyway, so I have a bunch of them that I had already cut, not because I was planning on using these, but I was checking out the size to see if I liked the size and the shape. These were cut from gel press prints. This is so cool, right? And I thought that this one was a little bit too big. I thought that this one was a little bit too skinny. So I landed on this one. This is just from white cardstock because I like to, when I get a new die set, a lot of times I like to just cut it all out of white just so that I can see an accurate representation. You know, sometimes you look at this and it's like, I have no idea what I'm looking at. This is the die for this one. But when you have it cut out, it's nice to just have a sample so that you can check sizing, check spacing, things like that. So I like this one. So what I did was I grabbed some corrugated cardboard. I thought that this would be fun to try with. I think it'll cut fine. Might have to run it through the machine a couple of times, but I think that that'll be cool and it gives us even more texture and we can add some ink to it if we want to. And then I found these quote chips that I had in my stash. I have no idea how old they are. I don't know if you can still get them. But as soon as I opened the back, I saw this one and I'm like, oh, perfect. It's great. Don't know if we're going to keep it white. It's got a shiny coating on it. It's kind of glossy. Not sure how well it's going to take ink. I might need to use StazOn, but who knows? Maybe we'll just leave it the way it is. I don't know. So I'm going to die cut this and then we'll go from there. All right. So it flattened the cardboard a bit, which I expected. It flattened it a little bit more than I had anticipated, but my switch machine is just super strong and powerful. So you can still see the corrugation. It's just not as intense. But I definitely want to add something to this because it looks kind of boring with all of this that's happening. So I should really put these away, right, guys? Put them away before you destroy them. I grabbed some Walnut Stain Distress ink. And I'm just going to really quickly, you can see how that brings out that texture. And I like that the corrugation is going horizontally. I would normally go vertically, but this particular piece would only fit the foliage this way. So I'm glad it kind of forced me. That's better. Look at that. I like it. Yes, very nice. I think that I want to cut it a couple of more times out of cardstock and pop it up. I cut this out of brown cardstock 2 additional times, and then I checked it to see if I like the height, and I do. I didn't want to use foam this time because there's a lot of fiddly bits here, and I don't want to deal with that. And also, I like to use craft foam as well. However, sometimes the craft foam will flatten and stretch out a little bit. And again, because there are these little fiddly bits, I didn't want it to get stretched out in the wrong way and then you can see it behind the focal leaf. So that's why I decided to go with cardstock. I am going to glue these together and then we will move on. All right, I let this sit for a while. That is looking good. I like it. And I had a thought while I was gluing this. Let's use the alcohol ink. Let's see if that works. By the way, I had mentioned in one or two of my previous videos that my Barely Art glue was really thick and wouldn't move anymore, and a viewer suggested putting some water in there, which I did. And at first it was a nightmare because it was squishing out from underneath here. So I said, you know what? I'm going to walk away from the glue. I walked away from the glue, I let it sit overnight, and it's working much better. So I'm hopeful that it will continue to be better. It's not squishing out all over the place anymore. I've got this piece of felt. This is what I use for alcohol ink sometimes for certain techniques, and I should probably use a clean one, but you know what? I just don't care that much right now. And I'm going to just put a drop on there and wipe it across this. Ooh, look at how nicely that colored it. Oh, that's perfect. Yes. Maybe a little lighter though. What do you think? A little lighter? Do we use the isopropyl? Let's see. See, we're experimenting, guys. Oh yeah. That is nice. That lightened it up. All right, all right. I like it. That's cool. I probably could have used one of the colors, but you know, and not do the brown, but it's fine. I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's going to work right there. That was cool. All right. More glue and a card base. Okay, this has dried, and there is no way I am leaving this card base white. I'm sure that you're not surprised. So I've got Aquatini Catherine Pooler ink in the mini, and this is the first time I'm going to use it with a blending brush. We're going to see how this goes. This is the same blending brush I use for other dye-based inks like Distress inks, Memento inks. I just kind of wanted it to be semi-soft, but maybe a little harsh in some areas because this whole thing is super grungy. So, but I didn't want to just attack it directly with the pad because I didn't want it to be too much. At least I don't think. We'll see. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's the right way to do it, I think. We could go in directly with the pad, but I just don't think that that's what I want to do here. And I don't know if you noticed, but my glass mat is totally clean now. I just used some isopropyl to get that Teakwood alcohol ink off of it. This is from Glassboard Studios, and I do have a coupon code in the description box below. So if you're interested in these, I highly, highly recommend checking out Glassboard Studios. This is all magnetic on the back, and you can get all different types of magnets, and it's good stuff. So, let's see. Guys, I love this. It is so cool. It is so cool. I hope you like it too. Even the back looks neat. Look at that. But that's not what we're using today. Maybe I'll try the back of that other panel that was a hot mess. I'm going to challenge myself and figure out something to do with that. I'm going to fix it somehow. Even if I spray it with something to hide the horrible things that were happening. We'll see. Okay, put this on there for a minute. Actually, we can just use the magnets. See? That's so nice. Magnets hold it in place. Let it dry. And that, my friends, is our card for today. I hope you liked this video. I think it came out really cool, this card. I'm digging it. Digging it. Love the texture. Love the shine from the alloy. Love the shine from the poster board paper. This came out really nice. I like it. I hope you do too. All right. I will be back very soon with another fun video for you to watch. Let me know in the comments if there's something you'd like to see. Giving a quick shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom. And I'll see you all very soon. Again, thanks for hanging out with me. Be well. Stay safe. Peace out.